I think we are live now. Orientation is rotate device back. Yeah, we are live now. Hello? Can anyone hear us? Hey, this live thing is not easy. I don't even know.
Is it working?
I think so. It's live, like started counting, but it says orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Unless 1 minute of video is needed to start a highlight. Alright, I think that it has to be horizontal, unfortunately. That way. That is how it's supposed to be. Hello. Please enjoy the music, okay? For now.
Is it working?
Yeah. Oh my god, it was a hurdle to get this set. If you can hear us, can you say good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are joining us from? Hello. You know what? What about doing it? What about doing it on the laptop also?
You have the laptop.
Maybe that one we can do it vertical. I mean horizontal or something.
No, but if you do it on the laptop, which camera are you using?
The laptop camera.
Is it bright enough?
Manageable. In the name. Oh my god. Oh, 3 people. Only because when it's like this, you can't even see them when people are chatting and everything. Do you understand? At least maybe somebody is here moderating it. That will be fine. Unless we do it front camera.
We can put your laptop here to monitor.
Is it clearer?
No, I don't even see myself. I think it's not bad.
The front camera.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yes, I need to push.
Oh my god, it's a problem starting this live. Guys, I'm so sorry. It's my first time doing this
I
live.
think what we can do is
And it's just causing a lot of headache. Seriously. I thought I could do it vertical, like in a landscape format, but I'm just not able to do that. Hello. Oh, hi, Zuri. I'm really sorry, guys. Like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and welcome. Yeah, let me off this heater. Yeah, and maybe we'll put the music off now. Hello, guys. If you can hear me, please just type good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, hi! What's it? Oh my God, this is not a question and answer session. We are going to talk about a very important topic today. And I'm sure that most of you are going to love the topic today. Those of you that are here or those that are outside of the country. Okay, the topic for today is the brutal reality of living or working in the United Kingdom. I know a lot of us have ideal expectation, okay, of how living and working in the UK is, and the reality on ground is totally different. Trust me, I had the same kind of like feeling. I have the same idea of the country prior to coming into the country, and things are just so different. And don't be afraid, it's not all bad. So we're gonna tackle it, both the good aspects and the bad aspects. Okay, so feel free to comment. Feel free to put your questions, and I'm already loving it. How people are kind of like chatting. I can see Zivi, Patimi, and all that. Yes, guys. And I'm here with a very reputable guest, Andy Just Wine. Okay, Andy is a gospel musician. He has a YouTube channel. So if you look at the title of this video, you see that I've tagged him. So please do well and check his channel, stream his music, and give him a follow. Please support us, okay? So without much ado, I'll just let Andy introduce himself. Then we dive straight into the topic of the day. Okay. So hi, Andy. Welcome.
Thank you, Fatima.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. I'm sure I can be heard.
Yeah. Okay, guys, can you hear us? Actually, we are using our microphones, so we are hoping that we are as much clear as possible. Yeah, just type if you can hear us. Okay. Yeah. So I know that. Are you like that?
Yes.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
see how.
How it is. Okay.
I want to see
Okay.
how it
Okay.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. So Andy, as we already kind of like discuss the topic before now, I do understand that a lot of people have expectations in their head, like the ideal picture of UK before even coming to the country is so different. Trust me, I had one prior to coming into this country, but the reality on ground is just different. Like, see, we are going to dive into a lot of things in today's life, okay? So I urge you to just stick by. So what were your expectations prior to coming to this? Did you have any at all, like some of us did?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fatima. Thank you for having me. I just want to say hello to all your viewers and those in the UK and those outside of the UK who are privileged to watch us on YouTube. Like she said, my name is Andy Justwin. I'm a gospel musician, and then I live in the UK. I've been in the UK for the past 4 years and some months. Very soon, I'm going to be 5 years in the UK.
Yeah, almost 5 years. Oh my
Yes, so
God, that's
almost
a
five
lot.
years now. Yes, yes, of course. I'm sure, like myself, anybody who is back home, back in Africa, has some expectations, even if the person doesn't have plans of moving to the UK or moving abroad. There's a certain picture we all have about those who live abroad or those who work abroad. So we all have those expectations that once you move abroad, straight up things change. You become wealthy. You can buy cars. You can build mansions
Oh my
back
God.
home and stuff like that. So yes, just like many other people, before I moved to the UK, I had those expectations that I'm very sure once I get to the airport, my job is there for me. So the moment I land at the airport, I'm sure they're going to give me my job appointment. That yes, this is your job. When do you want to start? Then straight up, I start right away when I get home or anything like that. So that was the kind of expectations. And then once I get here, I'm going to earn plenty money, so to say it. I'm going to earn plenty money, and I'm going to send people money in Africa. They shouldn't worry at all. Once I'm here, everything is going to be all right.
Oh my God.
But then you land and you realize that, wow, is that the case? Yeah. So yes, I had expectations, wild expectations.
Wow. And I believe most of us watching have similar expectations. I can totally relate to your expectations. I had even broader expectations. I remember coming here and I was thinking, like, I'm going to do all the holidays. Like, I'm going to travel the world. Once I get here, the money is there. I'm going to buy my parents this. I'm going to buy the family this. All the money issues that I used to have back home, I will not have them anymore. The expectations were wild, guys. Trust me. But yeah, and I believe that those of you that are at home still have those expectations. And those who are here watching me, Zubi and Co, I believe your expectations, the expectations you had prior to coming, were just as we are talking about. Um, Andy, can you tell me what is the reality like having arrived in the UK or having lived here for almost 5 years? Were there any surprises, I mean, against your expectations prior to coming?
So your expectation vis-a-vis the the reality on ground, it's surprising, honestly, because I remember when, like I told you, that the expectations I had was, once I get to the airport, probably I'm going to get my first job once I land. But then I got here, the whole week ended, I've still not landed a job. And back then you needed to get here and apply for NI. And the NI was a big thing. If you don't have NI, no company is willing to give you employment. So I remember I stayed home for like a week or two. Then by then I'd already applied for my NI. And when I applied for the NI, for some reason, they gave me January to come for my interview.
Right.
Meanwhile, I was here in November. So, which means I have like 2 months to stay home before I go for the interview and then wait for my NI to come in.
Just
So I
good
was like,
months without job.
what does that mean? Then I saw this job, I applied for it, and then they were like, okay, I should come for training. So I went for the training. During the training,
Yeah.
the instructor, or the, what do they call it, the assessor, whatever, came to me and was like, do you have your NI? Because when I was doing the application, I did not put my NI stuff. So she came to ask me. I said, oh, no, I've called them, this and this and this, and this is the letter they gave me that I should come for interview. So she said, okay, give me some few minutes. Made some calls, came back, and she said, unfortunately,
We can't give you the
we
job.
can't give you the job. So you may have to wait till when your NI comes in.
This
Then
was after you had already stayed for like 2 years,
no,
2 months.
I've stayed for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks
That's
in
when
the
I
country.
got, yes, that's when I got that
Right. Okay.
job. Yeah. So it was quite surprising. I was like, what's that for?
So does that mean that I can't get a
I
job
can't
without
get a
an
job
NI
without
number?
NI. But then finally I got one who were not keen on the NI thing. So I think after 2 weeks, yes, I got a job who were not keen on the NI thing. But then there are other people who were still home because they didn't have NI.
The NI, yeah.
Yeah, they
Because
didn't have
most
the NI.
often in this UK, if you do
Yes,
not have the NI,
the NI.
you cannot get the
Yeah.
job.
So that was a surprising thing because I never thought that I'm going to come to the UK and stay home for more than 2 weeks without a job.
Right.
That was like,
Now I'm just
a big
imagining
surprise.
if you had come without any pounds in your pocket, how would you have survived?
Exactly my question. And you know what? My wife came in before me.
Right.
My wife came in like a month, 2 weeks or something before I came in. And she never had a job because of NI.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So before I came in, she was already here and she didn't have a job. because she didn't have NI.
Okay.
So she was waiting for NI to come. So until her NI came, that was like 2 months time.
Before she could get a job.
Yes, before she could
Wow.
get a regular, like, I mean, that kind of regular jobs you will get.
Wow.
To do.
Wow. Like I remember, I mean, those of you that have watched my video on which video was that? I think, was it the culture shocks? I remember when I first came into the UK as a student, we were hunting for jobs, you know, and we had to kind of like take trains to go to different cities to get the jobs. And I never understood why we had to do that. I was like, no, I should be able to get a job in my city. So I didn't understand why I mean, we had to take trains, travel to different places just to source for jobs, not just any jobs at all, but warehouse jobs, all these labor jobs and all that. And I was like, what is going on? But you know, I just wanted to be on top of the game, and I was still on. Like the shots I got, it was just grace. Seriously, it was just grace. And I also remember when I came here, I took my first picture in front of my university and I uploaded it. And somebody in Ghana hinted me that there were other Ghanaians that were in the UK, in my city, that I could link up. And these people were doing very nice jobs. They were working in banks and all that. So we linked up. We went out for dinner. Actually, they paid because I did not have money. So they paid for the dinner and all that. So we go like talking. So I got to understand what they were doing. Actually, they got their jobs from Ghana. Like they got internship jobs from Ghana. So when they got here after their internship period, they were able to get their jobs and all that. Listening to them, I got motivated. I was inspired. And since then in my room, I've been applying to all these bank jobs, applying with my documents. I applied till I finished school. I never got any of the jobs. I was like, what is happening now? How will I be applying and I'm not getting the jobs? When will I get the job? And like that was also a big demotivation for me. It just took me off. I was like, even with my documents and everything, I wouldn't be able to get this job. And to be honest, there was literally nothing they could do. And the process then, I felt it was just even too much, but that didn't even stop me. So yeah, the reality on ground is so different from like the jobs you feel like, oh, you are so qualified, the jobs you should be doing back home. If you come here, you're most likely not to even be able to get the jobs. They won't tell you are not qualified, but you might not just be able to get the jobs actually. Okay, you might not just be able to get the jobs. Maybe they will not call you for interview. They may just say you are not like they will just give you a reason, and you begin to doubt your kind of like your skills, your documentation, and your capabilities as to whether you are capable or not. Like the reality on ground, it just something else. And we are going to look at, like I said from the beginning, it's not totally bad, okay? There are other things that are so nice compared to back home, okay? But we are going to look at some of the challenges, some of the typical challenges on ground that has to do with taxes, that has to do with bills. When you talk of bills, the heating, okay? Those of you that are not here, I mean, you cannot do without heating. We all have radiators in our rooms, and that comes as a bill. Like we pay for it. Electricity, water, I mean, license, whether TV license or driving license. Do you know what? The TV in my room, I don't watch national channels because I cannot afford to watch ITV, BBC. You have to pay every single month. My TV is only for Netflix, so I cannot be paying for Netflix and still be paying for. No, it's only for Netflix. So maybe when I go to work and they put TV on, then I'll be watching the TV at work. But in my room, my TV is only for Netflix. That's because I cannot even afford national to be paying TV licenses every month. And that is the surprising thing. Council tax is about, when I was looking for my room, the house, council tax was about,
what band
I
was
think, ban. See, I don't even see. I don't even understand that thing. I think the list was £180 every single month. Is that for beans collection or like
so
I don't really understand.
The council tax does a lot of, they are for a lot of purposes. which are within the council, the local council. So like the bin collections, sometimes you see cars sweeping the roads. I don't know if you've seen it before, but most of the time
For
you
the
see
past
those
few
cars.
months, I've not seen any of
Because
the
you're
cars.
always at work, so you wouldn't see. But they come around.
I don't really work that much, okay?
You're always at work, so you don't see. Yeah, but then they come around, they sweep around,
Okay.
and then you see when your area is weedy, they come around to weed. And
but that is not often for you to be paying 180
no. Apart from that, there
pounds
are
every month.
other council, local council stuff like
you need to pay
I
them.
think they put some money into local social service as well,
Okay.
which go to those those with mental health challenges and stuff like that. And there are a lot of things that the council tax does.
There must be a lot of things because
Yeah,
I
there are a lot
honestly
of
don't understand
stuff.
council tax 100 and something pounds every single month. Yeah, so these are some of the bills that comes with you like living in the United Kingdom. Let's talk about some of these challenges. Let's talk about taxes. How does taxes affect your salary and these bills as well? You have a family here, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So how does tax itself affect your salary and how you live with your family in the UK?
Taxes, it's a huge thing, honestly. Taxes are huge, very huge. Because at the end of the tax year, so in the UK, the tax year begins in April.
Right.
So it runs from April till March 31st. Then that year ends. So the beginning of April, you begin another tax year. So around that time, they will send you, if you are working in a company, they will send you your P45, no, or the P60. Yes, P60 is the one they send you when you are still with the company, and the P45 is the one when you leave the company. So I think P60. So the P60 will let you see the taxes you paid within the year. Yeah, so you will see the amount of money you received as income and the amount of money you paid out as taxes.
Yeah.
And when I see the amount of money I made in the year, I'm like, wow, why haven't I built mansion in my home country? Because like it's a huge amount of money.
Seriously.
Yes, but then when you look at the taxes, you see, and when we talk of taxes, apart from that item that is called tax, there are other monies you pay as well. We have NI, and then they will take pension. You see, so all those are a percentage of the money you earn.
Yeah.
Okay, and with the taxes, I think what they do is you have tax free when you earn from 0 to 12,500.
Yeah, I think
12,500 pounds a year. So if you earn that money in a year, you are not going to pay any tax.
Yeah. So now, that is about 1,200 and something a month.
A month, yeah.
Yeah.
So once you pass that amount from over 12,500 to like, is it 50,000 or 49,000 or 50,000 pounds, you are going to pay 20% of whatever money you earn within that month as tax. Yeah, you're going to pay like 20%. Then from the 50,000, you pay like 40% of that money. And then once you hit the 125,000 a year, that one is way too much. So I think you pay like 50% or 60% of your money as tax. Yeah. So taxes are big, honestly. Taxes are big because I remember one day my wife saw my pay slip and she was like, "Hey, your tax is even more than my gross."
Wow, this is funny. Like you guys have to understand. Seriously, the amount of money the government is deducting as tax, just the deduction as tax, is more than somebody's gross
salary
before tax.
Before tax,
yeah.
So she was like, "Hey, your tax alone is more than my gross." That's crazy, yeah, so you if you want to make a certain kind of money, you feel like you want to do more shift or more hours to meet that amount. But then the more you are making, the more taxes are being taken because it's a percentage.
Yeah.
So the higher you earn, the more you pay.
The more you pay.
Yes.
I totally understand. Seriously, taxes is one major thing that affects our lives in the UK. So taxes is a very integral part of your dream as
Yeah.
well. I personally say in the UK, because if you have a dream of doing a project or something like that back home, you might say, oh, my normal monthly salary won't help, so I may have to do some overtime, I may have to work extra to add up to get the more money to do what I want to do. But again, taxes will limit how much you work,
Yeah.
because there's a limit that you get to, and you just know that, see, I'm working for the government.
Yeah.
I cannot, because you're not working for yourself anymore. So that is the power of taxes. So taxes
But
is
you know what? Let
one
me
key
chip
thing
in
that,
this. You see, let me chip in this quickly. I remember when I came earlier, my early years in the UK.
right.
I was working for this company, and it was more like an agency's work.
Right.
So the first month, and they used to pay us every fortnight, like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
They pay you. So one week arrears. That's how it was done. So my first 2 weeks that I worked with the company, the amount of money I received, I I think I did like four days every week. I did like 4 days in a week.
4 days in a
Yeah,
week.
so
Okay.
at the end of the 2 weeks, it was just like 8 days or so
Right.
I
Okay.
did. And then I got like 700 pounds or something, or 800 pounds, something like that I got. So in my mind, if I did, let's say I did 4 days, or let me make it, I did 3 days in a week, and which makes six days in the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I made, let's say, 500 pounds. Then if I make 10 days, I should make 1,000.
Okay.
Do you
That
get
was,
the, do you get
yeah.
the calculation?
That was
So,
in your head.
in my head.
Okay.
So let me do 10 days, then let me add 2 days to each week, and
Yeah.
and do 10 days so that I can get
More money.
more money.
Okay.
Then I did the 10 days. Then at the end of the 2 weeks, I got like, so the first one I got like 500. This one I got like 800 pounds. I'm
800.
like,
No, that should be like times 2.
why
Because
is it
I've
not
worked
times
times
2?
2 hours.
You get a thing.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting times 2? So that demoralized me. I was so discouraged. I was like, then I'm not going to work that much again, because then I had a little baby as well. So I was like, I'll spend more time with
With
my baby, and
yeah,
then
yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, that is where that is where tax puts you in. Do you understand? Even though you want to work, I feel like the natives in this country are very comfortable, not like to some extent, like even though there's nothing we can do about it, but they find it like they find it more comfortable than we find it, because already they are not people that work so much like we want to work, even if that is not who we are. But maybe because of something that we are doing a project, we just want to say, okay, this
the
period I want
responsibilities
to
are
work
much.
this much to get the money. You can't do that to say, oh, I'm designating 2 months or 1 year to work to complete this project. It's not like that. Just like Andy says, if you are used to be working like 5 days in a week, or 5 days in a week, and let's say 5 days in a week, no, let's say you are working like 3 days in a week, and the 3 days in a week you get like 500, and you're like, okay, I need more money, let me work 6 days so I can get 10,000. That is not how it works. When you work 6 days, you may just get like 600 or 700. Do you understand? So it just makes you like, I think the system just tells you that, see, you don't have to work that much. If you want to work, then you're now working for us, the government, not for yourself.
But then the other side of the coin is also this way. at the end of the day, an additional thing is going to be, is going to top up whatever you earn. So I've come to realize that, yeah, taxes are there. You pay the taxes. The more you work, the more you pay. But then, if you also have some targets, like there's something you have in mind you want to do and all that, you cannot just bargain for that your normal contract hours or something. If there's an opportunity for you to do extra, the government will take the tax, all right, but then there will still be a certain portion left for you, which will add up to whatever amount you have in order to be able to do stuff. So if you have the time, if the strength is there, you have the ability to do it. Don't let the taxes discourage you. Don't let it discourage you, because at the end of the day, so if you do 4 days in a week and you earn £600, and somebody decide that, okay, I want to do 8 days. Yeah. At the end of the day, that person is going to have something extra to whatever amount he or she would have gotten. And that amount can be used to do something else. Which the one who just decided, I'm just doing my hours and nothing extra, wouldn't be able to do. Yeah. So if you have the time, if the strength is there, and you can do it, don't let the taxes discourage you. Yeah, don't let it discourage you. Apart from that, look at the bigger picture of the taxes, because this is not like where we are coming from. The taxes are being put into good use. So if you see that you are always on the good roads, no potholes,
so
you
be
see
happy
that,
to be working
yes,
for the tax.
that
Okay.
there are things they use the taxes for, and
which
you can see evidence of stuff happening, because the taxes are going to be pushed into hospitals. Even you, the amount of money you receive is the taxes that the government still use to pay you. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So you can see the evidence of what the taxes are being used for. So if you have the strength and you have the ability to do it, there's no problem, because you will still have something extra.
I think I think I've got something from what you just said. Actually, I just have a specific hours in a month. Once I calculate these hours, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing any extra, because so what Andy is saying, I'm seeing it to be like, it's all about the mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset. So don't just think about the fact that the amount of effort you are putting into work, you are not being paid to merit the effort you are putting into work. Think about it the other way round. Even though they take much of your money, they don't pay you exactly how much effort you put into that work, but they also use the money to do other, like road, which is something that we hardly think about. I personally do not think about it that way. I only think about myself, seriously, because if I'm putting so much work into work, if I'm putting so much effort into work, I should be paid to merit my effort. Do you understand? But yeah, if you have the energy, just and you desperately need the money, don't let the taxes discourage you, as Andy said. Just go for it. Even though they are taking more tax, at the end of the day, you still have something to add up to your normal salary for doing overtime. Wow, that is interesting.
A quick example, like sometimes, like where I work, some of the managers, they will still come and pick up shift on their maybe their leave or whatever. They pick up shift. So one day I was talking to one of the managers, I'm like, why are you picking up shift? Like, and she was like, yeah, because she wants to go on a holiday.
And she needs more money.
And she needs more money.
Why?
You understand? So because she needs more money, she feels the only way to get her more money is to working extra.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so if she does something extra, like more hours than she normally does, she's going to get extra money to foot her bills for or sponsor her trip.
So it's not actually too bad.
It's not too bad, honestly.
If you
it's not.
have the energy,
if you have the energy,
no,
there's no problem at all.
So let me take myself for example. If let's say if I want to earn like £2,000 in a month,
Yeah.
exactly £2,000 in a month, definitely I have to work overtime.
Yeah.
My normal hours in a week will not give me £2,000 in a month. I'm talking about my net salary. I won't get £2,000. So I need to work like overtime, like 25% of my normal hours extra to get that £2,000. And to even aim for £2,000, I should be getting a gross salary of about 2,600. So after deduction, so I've worked for 2,600, but at the end of the day, it's 2,000 that will get into my account. Do you understand? So sometimes that is how I work it. You just have a target. This is the amount of money I need to enter into my account. This is how much I need to get in total, 2,600 plus or so. And this is the amount of overtime I need to top up to my normal hours to get that particular. And I still feel like it's too much. Why should I work like 2,600 and I'm only getting what kind of taxes? Like Andy said, it's not just about the taxes that affect your pay slip. There are other deductions,
Yeah.
compulsory pension, there's NI, national insurance, and all that. But yeah, let's look at the bill. Now we've spoken about all these deductions that affect your salary. Yeah, that is in terms of work. When the money comes into your account, there's still other things, the net. There's still other things that affect the net. Oh my God. And you need to know that. Now, Andy, you have family, okay? I want you to speak from your family perspective. And I will speak being single, like you from a single individual perspective, so people will understand. Because I do know that a lot of people are aiming to come here with their families. Okay, or others are here with their families. That will better give a great insight to them. Okay, so how does the bills, in fact, start by telling me what types of bills that you incur.
Yeah, so thank you again for the question. So with the bills, so this now, we're not talking about taxes, we're not talking about NI, we're not talking about compulsory pension. This is when all this stuff had been deducted from your gross salary, and then your employer had paid the money into your own bank account. So when you get that money in your bank account, the alert comes in. Now, you are living in a house because you need to stay somewhere to get that peace of mind and comfort for you to go to work and go and make the money. And that house you are living in belongs to somebody, so you need to pay for the rent. So you're going to pay rent, you're going to use electricity, you're going to use gas, because normally the houses in this country is either all electricity or partial electricity, partial gas. Now, there are aspects. There are certain things that can use gas, like your radiator for the heating, and then your cooker, like that thing you use to cook. Yeah. Some houses, they are all electricity, so all those things are powered by electricity. Some houses, then your radiators and then your cookers are powered by gas. So like my house, I have gas and electricity. So the electricity is just for my lighting and then those other stuff. And then the other part, like the heating, the boiler stuff, is also powered by the gas. So we call it energy bills because they'll put the two together. Energy bills. So you have energy bills to pay, which call electricity and gas. You have water bills to pay because of course you bath and all stuff. So you have water bills to pay. And then you also have council tax, very, very major thing, like we were talking about earlier. Very major thing. And the council tax, depending on where you live, they have different bands. So they have band A, we have band B. Band A is the least, I think monthly band A, you should be paying around like a little over £100. And then we have band B, you should be paying around 145, £150. We have band C, around like 180, 190. Band D, you'll be hitting the £200. I think they have band E as well. So the further you move from A, the higher you're going to pay.
You pay.
Yeah. So if you want posh areas, there are very posh areas, which they will be in the band D, and you're going to pay that money every month. You're going to pay that amount of money. So that one is there. Then if you have a car, if you have a car, you will pay insurance, very compulsory. You're going to pay, of course, you buy fuel because you need to fuel your car. So these are the main things: your insurance and then your fuel. And then we have something we call road tax. That one too depends on the kind of car you drive.
Yeah.
Because some cars, like the car I'm driving, the car I was driving before, my road tax was 200 and something pounds. So I used to pay
200,
something
really?
pound for the year. So I used to pay like 24 pounds a month. Yeah. I used to pay like 24 pounds
Then
a
I'm
month.
really lucky because my
Yeah.
road tax is zero. It's been zero since.
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought it was
we
like
have
20 pounds,
no,
10 pounds.
we have road taxes that are zero. There are some cars, the road tax is zero. There are some cars, the road tax is, my new car, the road tax is 25 pounds a year.
Okay.
So the whole year, I pay 25 pounds and that's it.
Oh, I see.
Some people are paying like 360 pounds a year.
Okay.
So if you cannot pay it outright, you need to
be paying it monthly.
paying it monthly.
Wow.
Yes. So road tax is there. So it depends on the car you use. And then if you use electric car, that one's zero.
Wow.
If you use hybrid, depends on the car. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So you have that amount to pay. If you are not driving, then you have bus. You need to go on a bus or you need to go on a taxi.
Taxi.
Where, and it also depends on where your work is. If your work is a place where you cannot use the bus, then you need to use the taxi.
Taxi, like where I work, most of the people that don't drive take taxi because you start work at 7. There's no buses that goes there. You close work at 10. There are not buses, then. So you just use taxi.
You use taxi.
And that means that they have to be paying like some people have to pay like 26 pounds, 28 pounds every single day in and out.
Yeah. So depends on So these are the, and then if you have TV, of course, TV license is compulsory. So you may have to pay TV license as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, these bills cut across. Once you live in this UK, doesn't matter whether you're a migrant or not.
No.
These bills cut across
for everyone.
And you must pay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you a very good scenario using myself as an example. You see, the thing about council tax, that thing irritates me a lot because I do not even understand it. That is just an extra cost. Like, so yeah, since I came here, I've been kind of like getting rooms, houses that are all bills inclusive. And that also means that it's expensive. So the landlord takes care of the bills. The landlord controls the heating and decides when to release the heating or not. Do you understand? Now you have electricity and he does all the payments and all that. So he adds it to your bills. At the end of the month, you pay. I have always gone for it. Now I don't know if I eventually get my own place, how I'm going to manage the bills. Because sometimes I go to my friends' places and it's really cold. They are in their winter things in their house. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? How can you be in your room, in your house, and you're covering yourself? I said, no, you don't know how much we paid electricity last month. Then I think to myself, can I do this at all? Because I feel cold though. Over here, my heating is just there. I put it literally at any time. Maybe because I'm not directly paying the bills. But yeah, every month I pay rent like 600, all bills inclusive. That is also because I share the kitchen and I share other places like the conservatory and all that. Okay, I part of my bills, like he said, TV license. I don't watch national channels because I cannot afford to pay TV license. I don't watch BBC. I don't watch ITV. I don't watch other channels. I only pay for my Netflix, which I watch. That is the only thing I watch on my TV. Now I pay for my car insurance, and for the first time, those of you that have watched my other video on how much I earn working as a domiciliary care. Domiciliary care is those care workers that move from one house to the other. Then I used to be buying fuel for about £50 every single week, and that was like £200 every single month. Now I don't do domiciliary anymore. I do care work, support work, and I think my fuel for the month. In fact, even 50 pounds should do me like 1.5 months. That is great improvement, isn't it? From
That's a good one.
200 per month, and 50 pounds should do you more than a month. Yeah, so that one I'm very much grateful for that. My insurance, because it was my first year, my insurance was about 130 something pounds every single month. But now I pay like 70 something pounds for insurance. So that's part of my bills that get deducted every single month. What else do I even pay? Oh my God. And using a car, and you can testify. Recently, my car broke down. I got mental, like, oh my God, I almost died.
You were
It was
stressed.
crazy. I was stressed, and I had to pay a lot to repair that. Like, unplanned funds. It really pained me, and I regretted for using a car. But when I got it solved, I was happy. And I also pay for bills like my phone bill. This particular phone I'm using, I've been paying for it for more than 2 years now.
Internet, like Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi in the house,
yeah,
you need to pay.
And I still have like 1 more year to pay for this phone. But if you look at it, the screen is cracked, the camera is cracked, and I'm not done paying for it. I pay for internet, I pay for direct minutes to call home, which is like 17 pounds every month. So in all, my internet comes in like almost 80 pounds plus the phone bills and all that. So yeah, and I'm not even talking about grocery and all that. So there are a lot of bills that affect your salary. At the end of the day, if maybe you are on a debt and you are deferring some debt, just like I'm paying for the contract. Some people have other things that they are kind of like taken care of, and they have to be paying every single month. If you have families back home, that you need to sort them out and all that. It all comes from this money and other emergency stuff. Maybe you need to travel. See, the other thing that is also frustrating in this country is travel. It's so expensive to travel from one city to the other. My brother lives in London, and it's damn expensive. If I want to travel to London, I should by train. Train fare, I should be looking at almost £100
in and out.
Yeah, almost so I feel like those that even go for holidays, it's even cheaper.
I think that in this country, they expect you to do things.
Oh, hi Cash.
You are at a disadvantage if you want to do things ad hoc. Yeah. But if you plan, you are always advantage. Because if I want to go to London, it should not be ad hoc. It should be something I planned that I want to go to London. So if I want to go to London next month, I need to book my tickets now. And I can get in and out London for like maybe £30 or less than £30.
No way. That is how I book my tickets. I can't even afford to book a ticket today or like today to travel to London.
And then another thing you need to do is that you need to be looking. I have training something. I have like two apps or 3 apps, and then you need to be looking. So when you see, like when I was traveling, I went to Albania recently.
Okay, yeah.
And I used Ryanair. Now when I booked my hotel, so and I wanted to book my flight ticket, yeah.
Yeah.
Now when I was booking my flight ticket and then I checked, it was 200 and something pounds just for me in and out.
Yeah.
And I needed to book for my wife as well because we were going together.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this thing, I may have to go and cancel the hotel. So I just took time.
And then
I kept searching. And one dawn I was at work. So then I checked. It was around like 1 a.m. thereabout.
Yeah.
When I checked, the thing had reduced something over 200 pounds for me alone. Had reduced to 200 pounds for me and my wife.
Okay.
Do you know that a friend of mine got his ticket in and out for 45 pounds? So it means that if I are not
To be
even booked,
honest, I feel like traveling outside of UK to holiday destinations is very much cheaper. Guys, if you can relate to this, please leave your comments
it's
in the
true. The
comment
point
section.
is, it's
But
all
traveling internally is damn
internally, it's
expensive.
expensive. But if you take time and search, you may get good deals. Because sometimes the price keep dropping. It's like a fluctuating thing.
Even on the train app.
On the train, yeah, it
Oh,
fluctuates. So it keeps moving up and it keeps coming down.
Right.
So what you need to do is to take your time and search. Don't be in a hurry that once you see it, you buy. No, take your time. Keep looking.
So if there's something, if there's an emergency or something, I
If
cannot.
there's emergency, then that
I
one
cannot.
is emergency. So you see, like this insurance thing we are talking about, like insurance, somebody can book insurance right now, and then you get £130. The same insurance, somebody can with the same information, somebody can get it like maybe £70 or £80.
Okay, I think yeah. So
you need
having the right information.
Yes, you need to
very
take your
important.
time, and then that's why you don't need to do things on emergency kind of. Yeah,
So you always need to plan ahead.
And take your time and search. You may get good deals. That's one good thing about this country. There are always deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree with you, especially with the insurance. I remember when I was with this particular insurance, when my insurance contract finished and they were trying to automatically renew it. So they had showed me how much I'll be paying in the coming year. And it was more than what I was paying. So I was like, so I started looking somewhere. And when I tried to cancel it, they usually want you to give a feedback. And they made the feedback compulsory. So I said to them that, see, I need to change because this is very expensive. And what they asked me was that, what is your budget? What is your budget? And I said, see, I don't like, this is how much I'm going to pay. I found a different insurance, and they were like, can I send them, like, can I tell them how much that insurance costs? And when I showed them, they actually said, okay, we can reduce it even further more to give you. I was like, these people are criminals.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Hey, let me see. Cash is saying that I agree with Andy. Everything in UK requires planning. Dealing with emergencies doesn't help at all.
At all.
Yeah, right.
At
yeah,
all.
I totally agree. And there are certain information that you have to also. Information is key. Just
information is key.
Yeah. I also have a rail card. I have the 36 to 30 rail card, and mind you, rail card is only for those that are 30 and below. When you have rail card and you are buying tickets, it's less. Like it's less.
Yeah,
somebody, I know someone who was coming here and the person had to pay like £100 in and out ticket, but with the rail card, you can, with enough planning, you can get it like £60 thereabout. So yeah, information is key. Thank you so much for the contribution, Kashmana. Bills in the UK is just, it's crazy. Seriously, it's crazy. And and just like in every aspect, trust me, like I did one video and I was like, somebody actually made a statement to me and the person was like, see, your success in the UK depends on who you rest your trust in or who you source support from. Just keep learning, just like Andy says, especially when it comes to the tax, when we're talking about the tax. I didn't know that. Sometimes it's also the mindset. So in every difficult situation in the UK, there's a way. But if you don't have the right people by your side, you always feel like you are in a cave. You always feel like they are taking advantage of you. You always feel like you cannot express yourself. And with that mindset, it's stressing you, mental stress. Not really because of the work, but because of how you think. So please, let's have the right people by ourselves, isn't it? So now on let's look at savings. Okay, now we're talking about taxes and other deductions that affect our salaries. When we get a salary, the net salary in our account, there's so many bills that comes into it. No, before we even move to savings, how we are able to save, Andy, I think with my previous question for you, can you tell me how having a family in the UK affects your working life? Are you able to work as you want? Like, or are there restrictions talking about childcare and how you got to manage your life with other people? Because trust me, previously I felt like if you have a family, just like we have spoken, in every situation there's pros and there's cons.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But I had always thought like if you have a family, you can make it even more easier in the UK. But I think that is the case if you don't have kids yet, where both of you can work independently and accumulate your funds. But when you have kids, you just can't work that much. Well, this is from a single individual, so I'll leave it for Andy to elaborate on it.
Yeah. You said it. You really put a hammer on the head of the nail directly. It's quite challenging. It's quite challenging if you have children. Not Let me not say children, but if you have little
Kids.
yeah.
So, okay, fine. Before you progress, what is little kids? Because I understand that little kids is not like somebody who
So
can take care of
infants,
herself. It's
if you
based
have
on
infants,
age in the
yes.
UK.
Yes, you have infants. So if you have children who are at a certain age, maybe like 12, 13, 14, thereabout, I think once they get to high school, which is from year 7,
Yeah.
they can go to school by themselves. Yeah, they can go to school by themselves. But then if they are lower, somebody needs to accompany them to school. Somebody needs to go and bring them from school.
Yeah.
So if you have kids like maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you need to take them to school. You need to literally go to school and bring them.
Even 10 years, you need to take them
even
to school.
10 years, you need to take them to school and bring them. But once they get to high school, then they can go to school by themselves.
Yeah.
So
I also understand that in this UK, unless your child is 40 years, you can't leave the child alone at home.
yes, you can't leave them alone.
The child is still considered
as
a child.
Yeah.
At the age of 13 years.
13, yes.
Okay.
So that limits how much you can work.
Yeah.
So if you are here with your wife, or if a husband and a wife are here, one will have to make your working pattern in such a way that at every point in time, somebody will be at home,
or somebody ready to get the child.
Somebody ready to go get a child. Okay. So if your children are in school going age, okay, they are all in school, then it means that once you take them to school in the morning, you can work within that time, and then once it's time to pick them up, somebody will go and pick them up and bring them back home. But then if your children are not school going age yet, then at every point in time, somebody should be at home.
Yeah, with them.
Because like me, I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So my 2-year-old, myself and my wife cannot go to work at the same time.
Yeah.
Because one needs to be at home to take care of the 2-year-old.
Right.
And here it's not like, because back home, you may have family you go and drop your kids with.
Yeah.
And then both of you can go. But here,
it's not like that.
It is depending on your situation. Okay. You see, that is where we sometimes get it wrong. Mm-hmm. If you are the first generation, like you came here alone, you marry, and then it will be you and your husband.
Yeah.
So you are the first generation. By the time your children grow, and then you are grandparents,
yeah,
they have somebody they can drop their kids with, because grandma and grandpa are here.
Right. Okay.
You get it.
So it's just because we don't have families, people here, right?
People we can drop with, so it becomes challenging.
Right.
That's why I never said it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. It's challenging.
It's just challenging. It's not a problem.
Depends on your situation.
It depends on your situation. So it's challenging because one have to be at home at every point in time. Right. So that alone will limit how much you can work, even though
you are capable.
You are capable. You can do more and get more money, put in your side, in your pocket, and then save some, send some back home, do some project and other things. It will limit how much you can work, and it will limit how much money you're going to have, and then will limit how much money and investment or whatever you can do because of children.
Because of children.
Yes.
I think at some point people tend to bring their families here just to help them work as they can.
Yeah, for 6 months.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
Wow. That was interesting. So you said that you have a 2 year. That simply means that one person has to be at home.
At home,
So every point in time. So even if you have like 10 year, 13 year, and let's say it's a holiday it's a holiday period, even though they look like they can take care of themselves, but one person still have to be at home to be, because according
until
to
they are
UK
14
laws,
years.
until they are 14 years,
you can't leave
according
them.
to UK laws, you cannot leave them.
No.
That is amazing. Then I feel like you cannot be a single mom in this UK, can't you?
So
it's just not possible.
You see this question. One day, a lady.
Please, can you drop your comments?
One day, a lady came to me
below, especially
she had issue with the husband,
right?
And she was considering divorce. And I told her, sister, you cannot divorce in this country when you have 3 children. You cannot divorce in this country when you have 3 children.
Especially if you're a migrant, that you are not eligible for
benefits.
Right.
And especially when the situation is not like assault, like maybe the person is abusing you physically or something like that. But then when you feel like, oh, he doesn't even say I'm beautiful, and those things, you feel like those mental stress you think you are going through is just a tip of an iceberg if you divorce. Because the children are not going to follow the man. They may follow you, the lady.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult managing 3 children who are not of the age where, they can be left alone. It's going to be very, very, very challenging. And you realize that whatever challenges you were going through before that made you got that divorce, it will be like a triple of that in that situation.
Yeah.
Because you need to take the children to school, and then you can only work within that time and go and pick them. Once they come back home, you cannot go to work. You get it?
No, I totally understand.
Single parenting is very, 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 very. When I see people who are single mothers,
very what? Difficult.
Very, very, very challenging.
No,
very, very
I feel like it's impossible. Like
it is
just
possible,
impossible.
But it's
not
difficult.
possible. It's impossible.
There are single mothers, honestly. There are single mothers.
No,
there are single
it depends on their circumstances, just like you said. It's impossible. I say it's impossible. What do you think, guys? Single parenting, especially, it's possible if your child is like about 14 years and can go to school themselves. You can leave them at home and everything. But if that child is still between 1 to 13 years, it's impossible. It's just impossible.
Very, very,
seriously.
Very impossible.
And honestly. I do understand you. In as much as it doesn't sound nice to say you cannot divorce in this country, but that is the reality.
Yes, it is.
No matter what it is, because the frustration you are going through with your husband, if you divorce, trust me, it's going to be worse of it. Because see, you need to pay bills. So you need to pay bills. You cannot work. You cannot leave your child. Because if you don't go to work, these people will take their contract from you. See, I don't know how many of you have heard about that. Is it Scotland or Northern Ireland? That lady that
the Nigerian
lady that they kind of like jailed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she's a single parent, but obviously from her story, she's a single parent, and she left the child. Because she's desperate to get money, she left the child and went for 6 or 8 hours shift. And when she got back, the child wasn't well. Of course, I think 10 months child, is it 10 weeks child? 10 weeks child. And the child eventually died and she was jailed. Like, some people are saying that they don't entirely blame the what's the name?
The woman.
The woman. Because see, maybe it was just frustrations and all that. And the woman obviously, and their caretakers, where will you even get the money to pay their caretakers to take care of you? To take care of the kids?
Because the caretaker, one thing you should also understand is that the caretaker is just like what you are working. Because here in this country, we have minimum wage. Nobody can be paid lower than the minimum wage.
So you collect minimum wage and come and give
you collect minimum wage.
What about staying at home and taking care of the baby? It's impossible.
The cost is like you, so it's...
Oh my God. So like we have got some few comments. Thank you guys so much for commenting. So Kashmana says, absolutely. You all just hit the nail on the head. Information is everything. And if you can only get it from the right people, like you rightly said, Fatima, surrounding yourself with the right people is good. And Zubi also says single parenting is very possible if you have the right resources and support group like extended families. That is true, absolutely. Like we said, Zubi, but most cases
if
we
you are the
don't
first
have.
generation, you don't have.
Now,
Yeah.
hold on, I mean like this. If I
It's-
go and start single parenting, when you people run away and leave me, who will I send the baby to?
And
What
you
will I
see,
do?
the other side is that sometimes you may be able to drop your kids with some people, but then they may take them for. I know I have few experiences.
Right.
Like there's somebody I know who is a single mother, and sometimes she drops the kid, the baby with some people.
Yeah.
And then there are times when they will give her attitude. You see, and it's very painful.
It is
So
painful,
you cannot build your hopes on the fact that I can drop my kid. It shouldn't even come to your
It
mind.
shouldn't even come. No, I
It shouldn't.
totally understand.
So
And it's even wrong to take
yeah,
advantage
it's
of other
even
people.
wrong.
It's difficult.
Yes. So single parenting.
Maybe the people have done 9 shifts and they are taking shifts on the kids in the morning. They need to sleep. Now you are bringing more kids to them. How will the person sleep?
You see,
Because immediately the wife comes home, the person is going back to work.
Yeah.
I totally understand. And whether those people are happy with the kids or not, you should be happy that they are not happy.
But if your parents are here, maybe their grandmom, their granddads are here.
Yeah.
Like when my mother-in-law came, I could go to work. My wife would go to work,
Of
and
course.
she was here for like 5 months.
Yeah.
Then when my mom came as well, she was also here for like 5 months, and then we could leave the kids with them, and then go to work.
Yeah.
Come back at any time.
I think that is one thing you can do if you can bring your mother or your mother-in-law to come and stay for the maximum visit period, then you can accumulate money within that period. Because both of you can work as much as possible. There's an adult in the house to take care of it. Otherwise, you cannot. Kashmana is saying that coming from Africa where you have community support, it is extremely challenging for first-generation parents in the UK, and it is worse for single parents. I totally understand. You are even using worse, dear. I think it's impossible. Like my spirit repels it. It's impossible only because of the situation. It's okay back home, but here, oh my God. Zubi is saying that if this single parenting is from African side, then I do understand why you might think it's not possible. Zubi, if I hit you, because I know you
what
have,
she's saying is
Zubi
true,
has a lot of support system around her.
If you are, let's say, let me use this as an example. Let's say I'm from Africa, but my wife is a British.
Yeah.
You understand? And then she may have the parents around, so I can drop the kids with. Now, I have a friend. The mom brought him. The wife, the mom brought her.
Yeah.
So which means that grandparents are here.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely. So they can drop their kids to the grandmom.
Yeah.
So mom's mom is here, dad's mom is here.
Yeah.
So anytime they want to drop, they can drop.
They have all the support
if
systems.
That woman is single parenting at the moment, it wouldn't be a problem because the boys, the child's grandmom, or both, like I mean the paternal grandmom is here, maternal grandmom is here. So it wouldn't be a problem.
No.
But like Cashman said, if you are single, like I mean first generation, you don't have grandmom, you don't have grandpop here, it's going to be difficult for you.
Definitely. See what my brother is saying. My brother said that you will bring the baby to uncle. But you know what? He doesn't live here. He lives around London. How do I bring the baby to you? Please. Now, Kashmana is saying that parenting here stretches your physical, mental, and emotional health to its limits. Yeah, I can feel that. Sometimes you think you are doing great, but at what cost? It is hard, but we hope it will be worth it in the end.
Amen.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Andy can understand. Some of us, I'm not a parent, but like, I mean, hoping to be a parent soon. I just can imagine. I just can imagine how it feels, to be honest. Yeah, thank you guys so much for contributing and for kind of like commenting. I think we need to come back again and talk about childcare generally for potential parents and also
Yeah.
for those who
And
are
those
parenting
who wants to come
and
in.
not sure, and those who want to come in. Yeah, definitely. So we'll just move to our next topic, which is about savings. Okay, like we are going in stages, linking each point to the other. So let's talk about savings, how I am able to save as a single person, and how Andy and the family are also coping with savings. Trust me, even as a single person, I'm beginning to think that maybe me being an independent person, I may be able to work more. But no single holiday have I been. Andy and the family holiday back and back to back. Okay, so now I'll start with you, Andy. How is savings like in your home?
Um, yeah, savings. It's challenging though, but then it's just, I think it's something you just need to put your mind to, that I want to save.
Yeah.
You know, because uh, no matter how much you earn, your
Yeah,
money will not be enough.
definitely.
Yeah. No matter how much you earn, your money will not be enough.
Okay.
So you just need to decide, and intentionally, it should be something you do intentionally.
Right.
Yeah. That I want to, maybe every month I want to put £100, or I want to put £200 down as savings for emergency sake. I
Yeah.
want to put that money down, so that if that will drive you,
Just like my car broke down and I had
yes,
to spend that lot.
yeah. So if that will drive you to pick up an extra shift a day, I mean, in a week, maybe just one day in a week or something, you know that, okay, this money I am making from this shift is going to go into my savings.
But you
You
know what? I
understand?
think the
Yeah.
discipline, I don't just have the discipline at all, because the money I will say that I'm transferring to my savings place in a month, I'll end up transferring small back, small back to my spending account. And I've transferred everything
Yeah,
within
so
the
that
month.
one comes with, you need to be intentional, like I'm
It
saying.
means I'm not
Yeah.
realistic about the
You need
savings.
to
Sometimes
decide
I even
that,
laugh at myself.
yeah.
I'm like, what is
For me,
going on?
once, like every month, what I do is that I take pen and paper, and then I write my expenditure. The expenditures that are fixed, like my rent, my insurance, car insurance, my council tax, energy bills, TV license, water bill, and then what else? Road tax. These days I don't pay road tax anymore, but before,
Yeah.
now I don't pay road tax. So yes, these are the fixed, and then my fuel, the
Yeah.
fuel I use in a month. I have family. I need to drop my wife, and also I use like £100, sometimes £80 in a month
For the
fuel,
full,
which is
right.
very
It's
okay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I write those things. This all together. Okay. So these are my fixed money that goes out of the regular money that goes out of my account. I put that aside. Okay, in a month, you need to send money to mommy. You need to send money to daddy.
Yeah.
You need to send more money to
Other
other
people.
things you need to do.
Yeah.
So all this one aside, we put that together. Okay, so this is how much I'm spending. This is my savings as well. You get it.
Yeah.
So once you get your savings, then you may have some small money for miscellaneous, you know.
Yeah.
So that small money is aside. Now I am not touching that amount, because the one I wrote for my rent, I am not touching it. It's for my rent.
Yeah.
So the one I've purposed for my savings, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
For any other thing. You understand?
I think I may have to adopt that.
So you need to be intentional.
I need to be intentional, because that is one thing I don't do. Seriously, living as a business person, I don't. I mean, as a business student, I don't do that. Seriously, I always say that if somebody was to be secretly deducting money from my account, I won't even know. That's not because there's too much money in it, but that's because I just spend without planning. Like I just spend. When the money is not there, I'm like, oh, there's no money in my spending account. Why should I put in my savings account? So I just bring it and like I spend it. So I really think that I have to sit down and kind of like look at it very well. But yeah, we've got few points. Zubi is saying that I'm not a parent yet, but I do understand what Kashi says. I hope it's worth it in the end. God bless us, the parents or the yet to be parents. Well, she also says that there is this saying, and I and my husband believes in, if we can survive with one person's salary, then we are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Um. So once the salary comes in, I save 90% of my salary, and the major expenses comes from my husband's, cause he earns more. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, we have a good amount of savings. No case yet. Hold on, I need to read that second time. So once the salary comes in, I save 90% of my salary, and the major expenses comes from my husband's, because he earns more. At the end of the year, we have a good amount of savings. God bless. Wow, I think there's too much trust in this relationship.
Yeah.
Too much trust, and that is very, very good. Because I'm coming, Andy. There was a day that yeah, I traveled to my brother's place and they were having a conversation, and you know how couple, like the way you said, you take shift with a baby and your wife also takes shift with the baby. So they were having such conversation. I'm like, maybe the woman just want you. Maybe the man will even like that he does all the work and you just stay too. Is it not the same thing? Because if you stay home, the man is working. Why do you want to work? And the people that were having the conversation said to me that that is not the case, because some people, like in some homes, their money is their money. So if the woman is not working and the man is doing solely the work, the money is just for the man. So they even gave an example that, for example, if the man was outside and the woman says, "Oh, can you buy me this on your way back?" The woman may have to
Send money.
reimburse that amount. Then I was like, "Oh, okay, then it then makes sense." But I didn't know that. But in Zube's situation, in her family, that is not the case. It's like they all see the coming, the cash flow in the family or in the relationship to be one.
That's more like,
But with what I got,
that's generally how
it should be.
the marriage system here, per what I've seen, that's
Okay.
how it is.
Right.
The other one is more like an African kind of, where my money is my money. But here, that's why they call their wives and all that my partner, because it's more like a partnership thing we're doing. So,
and that is what I'm. So what Zubi is saying, I'm kind of like, that is
no, that is how it is. No, because if we earn, it's a household income.
Right.
All right. So that's why when you're going to get a house, if you want to go and rent a house, they ask for the household income.
Yeah.
You understand? They don't just ask for your income, but the household income.
Yeah.
Once the household income can afford it, you are giving.
Yeah.
So if the husband earns a certain amount and she earns a certain amount, it's just like we saying that, okay, let's contribute 50%, 50%, or 60%, 40%.
Yeah.
We will still put money together. So the two of us coming together and saying that, okay, let me use my money and let's save your money, is the same thing.
Right.
You understand? So that once that there's that understanding, it makes it easier. Okay, keep your money. Since I earn more and my money can pay for everything that we need, let me use my money, pay for everything that we need.
Then your savings becomes our savings. Well, I really wish that this is the mindset for many relationships, trust me. But with what they were saying, they seem to have experiences in what they were saying. And it wasn't just one person that was agreeing to that. But when they said that, actually it made sense in my head, but it was shocking, to be honest. But yeah, that makes sense. And I wish that
that's how it should be. That's why here in this country, like when you go to Africa or Ghana, where we came from, taking care of the children, like household chores is not a man thing, innit?
Yeah.
It's not a man thing. But here,
It's all of you.
It's our responsibility. It's
Okay.
not this. It's not your no. It's our responsibility.
Right.
So if my wife is not home, I should be able to cook.
Yeah.
I should be able to prepare something.
Yeah.
Probably because my wife is a woman, she will be able to
Do more of it.
those cookings and stuff than I will do.
The traditional
But
ones.
then it is not her responsibility where you feel like, so why didn't you cook? You know,
It's
those
not
things.
okay.
It's no. But then if she's not in a position to cook and I am in a position to cook, why not?
So typically, this is how family
should be.
With what I was told, now I've taken it off my head. With what I was told, that is not how it should be. If you cannot leave that Africa behind,
Yeah,
that
you need
particular
to
Africa behind,
drop
please
drop it and then
don't even advise me again because because I don't want anybody to confuse my head. Seriously, let's read Cashmane's comments and then we move to the next. Let me go Nigeria. Make good. Make let me go Nigeria. May God not let us see problem. Sometimes we cultivate great savings culture, but problems like health issues takes it all. But it also tells you it is good to save for rainy days. Wow, that is very deep. That is very deep, and that is true. And that is true. That is absolutely true. So now let's look at, I know that even, our initial discussion about taxes and everything, previously I thought like these are just topics that are really unfavorable to us. But listening to Andy, now come to realize that in every situation, there's there's advantage sides. So they are not entirely negative, isn't it? They are not entirely unfavorable ones if you join us from the beginning. So we are now going to look at what are some of the benefits, regardless of all these unfavorable stuff. There are still some things that we enjoy being here. I don't know.
Yeah.
So can we like just walk through those ones quickly, talking about the coordinated transport, talking about the fact that you can easily use Google Map without it sending you across somebody's route. Talking about NHS, even though NHS is not free, but the way they plan it, it's like the hurdle is when you're coming to the country, paying for the NHS. But when you are sick, that's not the time that you are now running to get money from somebody to go to hospital. They tell you that get the money before you come. So I think in a way it's a very good plan, and is one of, and the laws as well. There are laws that protect us. So can you throw more light to it?
There are so many benefits. So being in the UK, so many. One good thing I would say is that you pay for your electricity, and you have the electricity. Where I'm coming from, you pay for your electricity,
you don't have it,
and you don't even have the electricity. I'm sure Cashmana will understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you pay for it, but you not have it to use. But here, you are paying for water, you are paying for electricity, you are paying anything you are paying for. They are really available to use.
Yeah.
So like this NHS thing you said, we pay for it when we came here, and then all my children, we gave them birth to them here. So the first one, when I took my wife to the hospital, can you imagine that she spent, and we didn't have to pay any money? I was like, hey, I thought that they kept her in the ward.
Yeah.
Because they said they wanted to show her, since it's her first, they wanted to show her how to bathe the baby and all that. So even though everything was all right, they kept us there for like 3 days, and we didn't have to pay anything. The second one, we had a bit of issue with him, and we spent 1 month in the hospital. And you know the amazing thing? My wife was in the ward. The boy was in the ICU or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, intensive whatever unit. And she spent like 3 days in the ward, or 4 days, and then they said that she cannot be in the ward. So they took us to more like a hostel or a hotel where you have your own room, very big room. And the room it's one bed, but they have other beds you can bring out of the one big bed.
Right.
Other beds you can bring out.
Mm-hmm.
and you can stay there with your husband and your children. If you have other children, you need to bring them.
Wow.
And every day they were supplying us food, so you just need to tell them what you want.
What you
Rice,
want for the
raw
day.
rice, raw thing. They'll bring it to you. Then you cook it yourself. So you have like a locker.
Oh, wait, here in our
Here,
city.
here you were referred to Wirral,
Okay.
Arrow Park in the
Wow.
Wirral. So that we were there for 2 weeks. And we didn't pay anything. We didn't have to pay for the place. You understand? And then they transferred us to Liverpool Children's Hospital. And then when we went there as well, we were there for 2 weeks again. And they sent us to that same hostel.
Yeah.
It's called McDonald's something. We were there for another 2 weeks. Our whole room for us.
Wow.
They
These are like
give you
holiday.
It's like more like a holiday.
Wow.
You understand? And you didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
But I can understand if that happened in my own place, in my own home, the kind of money people will be extorting from us.
I know. Right.
You understand?
Queenie just saying that it is true, my dear. That is Ghana for us. Queenie is from Ghana and she can relate.
We did not pay anything. So when you go there, they say people at the end of their stay, they spoil stuff in the room. So when you go, you pay £30. You put £30 down.
As like security deposit. Okay.
So once because some people will not even drop the key.
Wow.
So once you are dropping the key, they give you your money back.
They give you the money. Wow.
Do you know we gave the money back to them? So at Arrow Park, we did not collect the money. We said, just put it in your charity.
Wow.
And then Liverpool as well, we just give the money. That they just give it to your charity because I was so surprised.
Yeah.
But these are the good things.
After that, you are very angry. You'll be angry that things did not even go well. How will you even?
Apart from that, I've been in this country for this number of years.
Yeah.
I've never asked for somebody to help me get a job. You understand?
Yeah.
Everything is just for you to get the information, the right information, and all the informations are online. You just call, and then they'll be like, "Okay, when are you ready for an interview?" You tell them when you are ready for interview. They interview you. Once you are good to go, they tell you when to start. Yeah. And even when to start, they can ask you, when do you want to start?
Yeah. Yeah. Before you continue, guys, please, can you like the live, please? If you like it, YouTube is going to push it to many people. Please try and like it. Okay, thank you.
So, easy way to get jobs. You understand?
Yeah.
And even when you get a job, sometimes they will be like, "Oh, if you know somebody, you can refer."
Yeah.
And when you refer somebody, they will still pay you.
Yeah.
For referring somebody to the job.
Yeah.
But where I came from, for you to get a job, you need to pay money.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want. Sometimes in Ghana, it's like having the qualification, the right qualification it's an offense.
It's an offense. And that's when you have been working and working. But here, at the comfort of your room, you can get jobs at the comfort of your room, in your couch, in your sofa.
Here, even asking somebody about jobs doesn't even make any difference.
Doesn't make sense.
Because the same process that the person will do for you. Before, I was telling those who are yet to come looking for accommodation, I said, it's the same site.
The same.
If I'm in this city and I'm looking for accommodation, you tell me that, oh, I'm coming to this city, you are already there, look for accommodation. Exactly what you will do wherever you are is what I will do here. Because
the system
system is the same.
It's quite open for everybody to
and coordinated.
And very, very coordinated. Like when I wasn't driving, where I was working before, the bus times are there.
Yeah.
So you just need to get there at the right time.
Yeah.
You get a bus, you get to where. So if you plan, you get to wherever you are going at the right time, and then no problem.
I think another nice thing living here is the fact that you can actually acquire many things without actually dispensing cash, without using cash. Once you want it, just commit. Go and give your resources, like your details, and they will give you the phone I'm using. Like this, my phone. I've had it for 2 years now. It's been on credit. I'm still paying. It's part of my monthly deductions, and that is how the system works. That's why some people will tell you that if you want to get something, don't look at the price, because that is how the system is here. I actually watched one video and the person said that getting mortgage in this UK, the mind is not to pay off the mortgage. That is not the mind. because at any point in time when you are leaving, you can sell it.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of
So
things are
the
on
system,
credit.
they've made the system in such a way that they don't want to encourage people to steal.
Yeah.
You see, they don't want to encourage people to steal. They want to help people to, do, because if you don't have money to get something, that's why you want to steal.
Yeah.
So you need a phone, but you don't have the money. Okay, get the phone. So far as you have a regular income,
Yeah.
you can pay.
And they will
over
even
time.
tell you can pay as little as you can
As you
afford.
can
It's
afford.
just that many years to defray the
Yeah.
entire debt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
If
that
you
is
need a
one
car,
good thing.
you don't have money
You can
to buy the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can give you the car. So far as you have regular income, we'll
Yeah.
be taking it bit by bit.
Bit by bit.
And then, but then somewhere, everything you need bulk money to buy it. So if you don't
And
have
the
it, you
funny
need to
thing
look
is
for a way.
that my phone, for example, I still have 1 year to finish paying my phone. They are still telling me that if you need a current phone, I'm like, this people are Amrovers. If you need a current phone, bring it. I will give you the phone that I have not finished paying. They said, bring it, or we'll keep upgrading you. Exactly. And I think the laws as well. The fact that you are a migrant here does not mean that you don't have a right in the country.
you have a
You are
right.
protected just like the natives.
The
you are
natives,
protected
yeah.
as much as they can protect you.
Yeah.
You have your employment rights. You have your legal rights. If you go to the court, there are people that are there. Those people that are there don't even have time to even look at your skin or to even look at it's just what brought you here. And
Yeah.
once you're able to communicate that, because there are laws, they follow laws just as we are following the rules. They also follow the same rules and laws that protect us. At your workplace, there are laws that protect you. So at least you know the extent that you can go with the laws, and you know what you cannot do. So that is one thing that is very good for me.
And sometimes even at work, they can change the rota in a way to favor you.
Yeah.
If you have a certain situation.
Yeah, because it's your right.
Yes, that maybe you cannot start. You are supposed to start work at 8, but because of childcare, you cannot start at 8. They can tweak it in a way so that it will suit you.
Yeah.
Some of these things are, the kind of benefits you get here, which you may not get
back home. Yeah.
Because there, if your boss call you, can you do this and that and that, and you're like, no, I cannot do it. They mark you. But here, they can call you, can you cover up this shift? And you're like, no, I cannot. And they're like, oh, thank you for getting back to me.
Yeah.
You see, they even appreciate you for the fact that you responded.
Yeah.
But back home, if you see your boss's test, you even want to hide or something that you do not even see. Yeah. But here, you are free to communicate to them and let them know that, oh, I cannot do this, and they'll be happy that you go back to them to tell them you cannot.
Yeah, that is a very important thing. And I want to implore many of us that are living in the UK to read and understand our employment rights. Trust me, what you just said, getting back to them to tell them that, let's say your employer texts you, can you do this particular overtime? And you get back to say, oh, I cannot do the overtime. They still say to you that, oh, thank you for getting back to us. Some people who do not know their employment rights still have that African mindset. They are scared to say that they can, even if they cannot do. So people are burnt out because they are afraid to say that, oh, I cannot do. Yeah. Maybe it might affect them. So they still do even at their inconvenience. That is not the case. You have, and these people know the laws. Yeah. Okay, they are not Africans, for goodness sake. Yeah. So please learn, okay? Yeah. Learn and have the rights, people, like Andy said and Cashman confirms. Zubi is just saying that they made a system for things to be affordable even to the lowest class, and that is absolutely. Now we are just about wrapping up the live. I felt like we have really digressed a lot about the topic. Now, Andy, I just want to ask you, what do you think? Is the UK overrated? I mean, considering all that we have spoken about, is it overrated? Will you say?
It's overrated in terms of beauty.
In terms of beauty? Oh my God, hold on. I hope my brother is watching. My sister said that. My sister posted this thing some time ago. Was like, why is it that people in UK don't post pictures from their houses? They only post when they are on the road. I said to God, and it's true. We cannot do that. We cannot post in our rooms. My room is very tiny like this.
Very
How am I going
tiny,
to post?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the first day I got here, I was like, so this UK is
Is that the UK?
place is dirty and stuff like
Then
that.
hang
Yeah.
out to keep people. Oh God.
Yeah, but then in other sense, it's not overrated at all.
Like
I
in
think
what
that
sense?
in because many of us that come here,
Yeah.
we come here because of jobs per se.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not overrated because there are jobs, and when you need a job, you get a job. You understand what I mean? When you need a job, you get a job. Even if you don't get the job you are looking for, you get something that will keep you
in the
system.
Yeah.
Yes. And whatever job you do, you are paid.
Yeah.
You know, back home, if somebody works at let me give you this example. One day when my mom came, we were walking around and then we got to this school. So I told my mom that, you see all these cars, a lot of cars on the car park. I said, you see all these cars? Some of the cars are for teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the cars are for cleaners.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But then back home, how many schools will you go and you see plenty cars? And those cars belong to teachers.
Yeah.
You understand? It may be maybe the headmaster or some few people that may have
cars,
but then it's not like that here.
Even the cleaners have cars.
So every kind of job you do, there's an amount of money you cannot be paid lower than.
Yeah.
You see, so it makes you have a certain, okay life.
Okay, that's the thing. Okay, you cannot have anything more than okay.
More than okay. You can have an okay life.
Yeah.
Which, if we were doing that same thing back there, you wouldn't have even been able to afford what you eat in the morning.
Yeah.
You still have to go and beg for people to give you some. So it's not overrated in that sense, because whatever you are planning to do, with time you'll be able to achieve it, because you have job, you have stuff to do, and with time you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So it's not overrated.
Well, honestly, I think it's overrated in terms of comfort. Like in terms of comfort, it is overrated. And I also feel like it just makes it difficult. Even if you come here and you are not comfortable, it's making it difficult for you to go back.
Comfort, as in what?
Comfort in terms of being able to afford an average, like more than average life, more than okay life. Okay. Do you understand? If I was okay back home and I'm coming to UK, I expect to be a little bit more than okay. But that's not the case. That is never the okay. That is never the case. We are just okay like how you are okay back home. That is just the honest truth, because the expectations on you back home compared to the expectations on us back home is the same thing. If you are back home and you are earning how much and they're expecting you to give, let's say, £100 working from home, and they are expecting me to give £500 because I'm in the UK, that is an equivalent, because you are back home. And if I can give that at the end of the day, I don't have any savings and you don't have any savings being at home. It's the same lifestyle we all live. So I feel like in terms of comfort, it is really overrated. And the worst thing is that most people back home don't even understand. They don't even comprehend the situation over here. But where it is not overrated is you cannot stay unemployed, like you said. It's gonna be a choice. Let's say I say, oh, I'd want to work in a bank, and because I'm not getting work in a bank, then I don't want job. That is my problem. I'm not getting a bank job, but I can still get a job that pays me exactly how much I would have been paid in a bank. So
you know why I want to just disagree with you just a little bit.
Okay.
The reason is you see, many of the jobs some of us do is what makes us okay. And that's also because of the kind of situation we came in with. You understand? Now, if we did not come here with that situation, perhaps we may be getting certain jobs that will not make us live okay life.
But when you say situation, for example,
Yes.
if we come to
You
this
come to the
country
UK
with
as a
visa
student.
issues,
No, you came here as a
student,
student. You are entitled for 20-hour shift.
right?
No bank or no big organization is going to employ you
For
as
more than
maybe they are financial analysts and for
Okay.
you to do 20 hours.
yeah,
You understand? So you may not get that job.
and after school,
But after school, the other thing is you are looking for visa. And some of those jobs cannot give you visa. But they will give you the money, but you cannot get a visa.
and that simply means that you
So
cannot
that
get the
simply
money.
means that you cannot get the money. So you need to look for another job that will give you the visa. And those jobs may not give you that money
that you need.
you will need. So for example, you are doing care at the moment, support at the moment, not because you want to do support, but because that is the thing or that is the job that can keep you here. So if you came in here as somebody's wife and the person is maybe a British citizen or the person had indefinite leave to remain or the person is the one on the sponsorship
And
visa and you are the dependent, I'm not sure you want to do support. You would have done something that will put you higher than what you are earning now, and that will make you comfortable or that will make you above the okay you are talking about. So it's a situation that keep some people at okay level. But at some point in time, if you don't relent, if you don't relax and feel like, oh, I'm okay here, and you want to push forward, after that 5 years, when you have gone through your visa stuff and you have gotten your indefinite, I'm not sure you want to still get.
You can get.
You will not go for minimum wage jobs. You want to go for jobs that will give you like maybe 20 pounds per hour, 30 pounds per hour, 50.
So when you are coming in here, and you definitely will need a visa, you shouldn't expect anything over okay.
Yes. For
until-
that point
for that
in
period.
your period.
Okay.
Yeah. But then if you come here, because there are some, you see, when we were talking about some people you met who came here from school, blah, blah, blah. Some of those people, they are financial analysts. Some of them are business analysts. Some of them are IT specialists, and those people, they go to the universities, bring them, they come and do internship. They go back and they bring them here.
Yeah.
As they are coming, their visa is paid for, their plane ticket is paid for. When they come here, they give them good money. So some of them, their basic, they are starting entry level money they give them. It's like maybe 30,000 a year annual. Some of them 40,000. You understand? Meanwhile, you came here as a student, and then after that you need to stay. So you got care, and they are giving you 22,000. You understand?
20,000
or 20,000. So you see, you cannot say life here is okay just because you are earning 20,000. Somebody who came with you is earning like 40,000. So that person cannot say life is okay. So it depends on the situation and the circumstance with which you came with.
I think we've got few comments here. Cash Mana is saying that the system here focuses on preserving the dignity of humans regardless of their level in society, which is the smart thing to do because it narrows the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Yeah.
It does.
And it goes on to say, in terms of being overrated, depends on the level you were back home. Some people came here from nothing, so they not agree. So I do not agree. So it really depends on your level of comfort and stability back home. Really?
Yeah, because some people back home.
No, people were actually. I know some people that were actually really comfortable back home.
Yeah, so that's what Cash is
not.
saying. That's what Cash is saying. That it depends on what you were back home. So
What
if
you
you
feel
were
to be comfort.
when you were very comfortable back home, and then you come here and you are doing care and you are earning 20,000,
that's when
you may
feel
not
it's okay.
feel that it's okay. You may feel that it's overrated. But if you were there and you were earning a month, you're earning like 500 Ghana cedis a month, and you come here and you're earning 2,000 pounds.
Yeah,
that's comfort for you.
Yeah,
you understand. Yeah.
Queen is saying that what I also understand is that they make everyone to be equal. There's no rich and there's no poor person. That's the thing. I know our African mindset is that if I'm working hard, I want to be rich. If I'm working to be rich, I want to be rich. Nobody should take my money and give to a poor person. You see, I think that's what we know. That's our mindset. But I think this discussion has been really
Yeah, it
valuable and
has. It
insightful.
has.
And I'm very sure
It
that
has.
from the insights Andy has shared, it has gone a long way, or it will go a long way to help a lot of people. And the live stream even made more interesting because of your engagement and conversation, like your engagement, your comments, and everything. That just even made it more and more interesting. Thank you so much to all those that joined. Thank you so much to Kashmana, to Zubi, to my brother, to Queen Latifah. Thank you all so much. And others that are on the live and are not able to comment, I do still appreciate it. If you have not liked the live yet, please do so and like. And as you have engaged in this live, I want to believe that it was really insightful and you don't want to hesitate from sharing the live to somebody who might benefit from it. Will you? Right. Once again, my name is Fatimataali. If you joined this live for the first time or you're meeting me for the first time, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you watch all my videos. They are very interesting ones. And leave your thoughts in the comment section, okay? I'm here today with Andy. Andy, once again, is a gospel musician. If you look at the title, you will see that I've tagged Andy. Do well to check Andy's page and stream his music, give it a like, support him, and give him a follow. Okay, I'm sure I'll get Andy back on this channel. You can see that he's really insightful. You don't want to miss out from subscribing to his channel, okay? And you're going to see more and more of Andy and other people on this channel. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to see you again in our next live or in my next video. Thank you. Do you have any last words to say?
The last thing I would say is that let's be community minded, because I've seen that when I came here, I've seen that these white people, they may not even have much, but then they are willing to share. Yeah, that's why wherever you go, you see charity shops. People want to support,
They don't just do it our African way, but like they really do.
So let's when it comes to the community, they are ready to give their little, even if they don't have, they want the little they have, they want to give it. Yeah. So if we Africans, if we can have that mentality that once the thing will benefit the larger masses, I mean the community, we will do it.
Yeah.
Africa will be a better place to live in.
Yeah, and I think if you also live by those who have kids and you're gonna help them, sometimes they struggle. Please do offer a helping hand to them as well, because trust me, childcare in this UK is something else. And what you just said, Andy, at work, I know some people, native people that work even lesser, and I definitely know that I work more, so my salary obviously is going to be higher, isn't it? And they have direct debits to charity organizations in Africa every single month. And like one day I was even listening to them, I was like, oh, are you contributing to any charity? Do you have any monthly donations? And the way they were talking about it, something I should be doing, my own people, I'm not doing. So yeah, Andy said be community minded, okay? Help your neighbor, help the community. So yeah, that's it from us today. Bye. Oh. It's my first time, seriously. Let me see how I'm going to get this live up. How is that?
It's not this one. The times. No, this.
No, I think it's here. Yeah, bye-bye. Oh God. How do I get this live up? Is it that one? Okay, are you sure that you want to stop the live?
Yes.
And
so end.
Oh,
end.
Bye. Malik, hey, you are now commenting.